Hi Bloggy friends, happy Monday. I'm excited to have this opportunity to talk with you a few minutes about the questions you posted on the blog last Thursday about book writing. But before I get into book writing, I just have to go on a slight little tangent. Yesterday I was walking through my bedroom and something on the TV just totally caught my attention. It's this new show coming on Animal Planet called Hillbilly Hand Fishing. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I stood there absolutely dumbfounded and in disbelief that these people are getting in this muddy, murky water and like sticking their hand underneath and pulling up these monster fish. I think they're catfish. And so last night I had a little date with my husband and I was telling him that I was just highly disturbed by this hillbilly hand fishing. And then I became even more disturbed because my husband is interested in this. Like, he's researched it and he told me the actual name for this kind of fishing is called noodling. Now, I completely understand if someone lives in a situation where this is their only option for food. I am all about that. But to choose this for fun, can't understand it. Like, he is so excited about the possibility of sticking his hand underneath and like moving his fingers around in this muddy water and then having a catfish latch onto his arm. You have to reach through the gills, pull up the catfish, and as he was telling me how excited he was thrilled that he would like get all bloody and cut up, and the fish, I guess catfish have teeth, I don't know, and the gills are sharp. I don't know. I can't really talk about it. I just had to go on that little tangent. Okay, now book writing. Sorry for my little ADD moment, but seriously, hillbilly hand fishing. Okay, where in the world do you even start when you write a book? This sweet commenter said she gets so overwhelmed. She feels like she's defeated before she ever gets started. I understand that. I used to look at a book and feel so overwhelmed. I felt like, how in the world would I ever know enough words to write a whole book? So I want to unpack the mystery, first of all. Number one, if God has called you to write a book, you should write it. Just because a book never gets published, like if it gets published, then fantastic. God intended that message to go out to the masses. But even if it never gets published, wouldn't it be a valuable thing, a wise investment of your time, just to write it? You know, I would consider it an absolute treasure if I had one page of my great-grandfather's writings, like one page of his adventures with God. That would be such a treasure to me. So when thinking about a book, if you feel called to put your thoughts down in some kind of writing form, do it. Don't get caught up in the right way or the wrong way, or will a publisher ever want it. Just get what the Lord has taught you down on paper and it'll be valuable. But breaking apart the mystery of what a book is and what it means to write a book, a typical book that I write is about 50 to 60,000 words. Most of my most recent books have been about 60,000 words. So I like shorter chapters because my audience likes to read shorter chapters, and I always try to think about my audience when I'm writing the book, not necessarily what is easiest for me to write, but what will be best for my reader to read. And so I like shorter chapters because I know women like that feeling of accomplishment. We crawl into bed, we're tired, and it just feels good to read a whole chapter. So I try to keep my chapters around 3,000 words, and so you can do the math. If I'm writing a 60,000 word book with 3,000 word chapters, I'm going to need 20 chapters. So I get a notebook, I divide it up into 20 sections, and I don't write my books in order. I don't start at the beginning and go to the end. I write wherever my heart is feeling inspired for that day, and then I go back through and start at the beginning and go through the end and make sure everything flows and ties together. So that breaks it apart a little bit. And then you also, several of you ask, once you've written a book, what do you do with it? Well, most publishers today, they're not accepting unsolicited manuscripts. So I highly recommend connecting with an agent. Of course, Proverbs 31 Ministries has an opportunity for you to connect with both agents and publishers in person at our She Speaks conference. We just finished that last week, but you can check it out. We do it every year. Next year, it's I think it's July 20th through the 22nd, so you'll want to be watching in January, February for that. But in the meantime, if you want to get connected with some of the top Christian agents or agents that represent Christian writers, I'm going to put a link right below this video to Michael Hyatt's blog, and he's got a great list of possible agents for you to connect with. And an agent can really help you hone your manuscript so that by the time, or hone your proposal, so by the time you get it in front of a publisher, it's exactly what it needs to be before a publisher ever considers it. And lastly, the last question, and several of you asked something related to this: have you ever struggled in which direction to go when beginning a book? How do you finally pinpoint the choice and confirm it's the right direction? Let me encourage you, as you write your book, remember 3 F's. Keep your writing fresh. Don't say something that everyone else has tried to say. Like, really come at it from a different angle. For example, my book that I just wrote, Made to Crave, there are lots of books on how to get healthy, the diet plan you should follow, the exercise you should do. So when I set out to write Made to Crave, I wanted it to be fresh, so I didn't answer the typical how to get healthy question. I tackled something I felt was a little more fresh, helping people find their want to. That was a fresh angle, and it became successful. So keep your writing fresh, keep it focused. Don't try to tackle every spiritual lesson that you've ever learned in one book. Really decide on, what do I want my core message to be, like the hub of a wheel, and have every chapter feeding into that same core message. So keep it fresh, keep it very focused, and finally keep it fun. If it's not fun to write and you're kind of dreading every day getting up writing it, chances are your reader is not going to finish it. Like, they're probably going to start dreading reading it too. So keep it fresh, keep it focused, keep it fun, insert your personality in there. Don't be afraid to find your own unique voice and really let your personality shine through. So the last little thing I want to tackle in thinking about writing a book is, I think one thing that holds people back is not all this information I've already shared. Like, you can probably figure out how to write the number of words that would be in a book, and you can invest the time and the prayer and all of that into a project. But at the end of the day, you've got to feel confident that you've got something worth saying, that God has entrusted a message to you. And I think God entrusts messages to all of us, messages that we can comfort other people. It's biblical. You know, we're supposed to take the comfort we have received from God and use it not to make ourselves comfortable, but able to take that and give it away. So if we decide to do that in the written form, there's this little hesitation in some of us, and I know I felt it before. Even when I wrote my first book, I certainly felt it, and even now when I enter into a new book project, sometimes I wonder, like, God, am I really the person that's supposed to write this message? I mean, will anybody ever even read it? And there's this area of confidence that I think is so important, and insecurity can really do a number on a girl's heart. So right below this video, I have a book trailer for my friend Renee Swope's new book. It's just being released this week. It's called A Confident Heart, living in the security of God's promises, even when our heart feels so distracted by doubt and insecurity and inferiority and all those things that we girls really struggle with. She's really helping women in an amazing way. Over 25,000 women have already signed up for her 7-day doubt diet, and that leads right into reading her book, A Confident Heart. So I'm going to leave you today to let you do 2 things. Number 1, watch Renee's book trailer and see if maybe before you attempt to write a book that maybe you need to read this book, written by my friend Renee Swope, who, I'll be honest with you, she wondered for many years if God could really use her and her message to help other people. So watch this book trailer and then leave a comment today about something you've learned about book writing, or why you might be excited to read Renee's book, A Confident Heart. I'm going to be giving 5 copies away. It's going to be a great day. But if you see that show about the noodling, the hillbilly fishing on Animal Planet, be afraid. Be very afraid. Bye, guys.